G'day guys, it's Russ here again from Prime Motion Fitness. Thanks for watching our next instalment of the video blog. Well, we're heading up the mountain again today, but it'll be a little bit different this time. Rather than running straight, or walking rather, straight up the side of it, we're actually going to be running up around the fire access trail, which takes twice as long, and it's not quite as steep, but because you're running, it's still pretty hard work. So here's another look at the hill, and I'll see you again when we get to the bottom and we're ready to start. Right, here we are. This is the base of the hill. We'll call this the start line. We're going to get started, and we'll see you once we get into it in 5 to 10 minutes or so. Alright, talk to you again soon guys. See ya. We've sort of walked up to the start line, if you like. Last week on our video blog, this is actually the way we went, straight up the side of the mountain. It takes about 20 minutes or so. Today we're actually feeling like we've got a little bit more energy, so we're going to go this path. Different gradient. It's not as steep, but it allows us to run. As we get further up the top, it does get pretty steep though. So twice as long, not quite as steep, different challenge, different activity, but no doubt by the time we get to the top, we've been huffing and puffing like nothing. So let's have a quick look at the heart rate as we're taking it pretty easy. What have we got? About 52%. We've only been going, what, 3 and a bit minutes. Alright, we'll give you an update in a few minutes when we're huffing and puffing. See you soon. "16 minutes into it, working pretty hard today. No, 97 at the moment. There it goes. Right, back to it. See you soon. 33 minutes into it. 99. I don't know if you can see that, but working pretty hard now. Still a way to go. Oh boy. This is our last corner. I'll show you the steep bit in a minute. It absolutely sucks. Alright, better go catch him. Talk to you in a minute guys. See ya. Okay. This is it for us now. This is the finish line. The last little steep bit before it flattens out, and then we run sort of level, I suppose, across to our office. So I'll try and give a bit of footage at the top. I expect I'm going to hit the jackpot with the heart rate here, but we'll see what happens. Alright, almost there. What do we got? I'll just check the watch here. It's flipping backwards and forwards from... That's 52 minutes to here, so... Oh shit. Okay.
Okay guys, as you can hear, we are absolutely buggered, excuse the French, but that last little bit is so steep, and when you're going up it as hard as you can, it's just very, very difficult. And really, what you want to think about that is that when you get to that last level in your beep test, and you've got one level to go, and you're feeling like you can't go any further, it's just like that last little hill there. You just know that the end is coming, it's not far away, and you just want to push through it, whatever you can. And if any of you are cyclists out there, Stuart O'Grady, one of the famous Australian cyclists, used to always say, pain is temporary, glory is forever. So just bear that in mind when you're wanting to quit in that last level of the beep test. Alright, we'll see you at the platform in a second.
Alright, well, we've had a chance to catch our breath. We're back in our office, and there's the view out of our window again. You probably saw that in the last video blog, but oh look, I just can't get enough of that. You know, looking out over there. Oh, shit, there he is. You just can't get enough of that view. I mean, it's just magnificent. All the way out there. Worked pretty hard. Now we're sitting down having a breather and taking in the view. It's just, again, it's just worth all the effort. Alright. Alright guys, so we're at that point now where we just want to share a couple little tips for the week. A few questions about the grip strength test, And something that you've got to be very, very careful of when you're preparing yourself to improve your grip strength is that you're actually improving your strength and not your stamina or endurance. And what do I mean by that? Well, we've had lots of examples of where people will get themselves one of these little things, and look, these are a good little device, but the problem with them is that they're not particularly strong, not particularly resistant, so you can end up being able to squeeze these things, you know, whatever, 20 odd times before you start to get fatigued, and then it becomes a struggle. If you're doing more than 3 or 4 repetitions on something like this, you're not actually increasing your strength. You're starting to increase your stamina, your ability to be able to do more each time. A typical example, an applicant rather said to me once, I could only do about 10 of these, but I've had it in my car. Every time I stop at the traffic lights, I pick it up, I squeeze the hell out of it as many times as I can, and I drive off when the light turns to green. And she'd increased her strength from around about 10 to almost 30, and thought she was doing wonders until she failed the grip strength at the official test. And it's not a case of improving your stamina, but rather your strength that we're looking at. These things need to be much, much tighter than being able to do 20 repetitions. 3 or 4 at the most is what you should be able to get out of it. Otherwise, you need to find one that's much more heavily rated. This is a little alternative, something like this, or anything alternative, but the reason I like this little rubber ring is that it's very, very tight, and in order to squeeze it from top to bottom, it takes a hell of a lot of power, or certainly a lot more than these types of things do. So if I can get around about 3 or 4 repetitions out of this one, I'm going to get a lot more benefit in terms of increasing my strength out of this than I ever will out of a lighter one. And if you've ever been to a gymnasium, they talk about sets and repetitions. Generally, you'll do 3 sets of between 10 and 12 repetitions. To increase your strength, you need to be working way, way down at the repetition range of around 3 to 4. So to do that, it means that you're going to have to increase the resistance or the weight or the strength of the device that you're trying to squeeze. So if you're doing 10 or 15, it's too many. Try and keep that repetition range down to around 3 or 4. And as you get stronger, that will start to increase to 5 to 6 to 7. That's the signal to get rid of this one now and find something even heavier again to keep you in that 3 to 4 range. Okay, that's enough for now. When we get down to the bottom, I'll actually show you the dynamometer, the device that you'll actually be using when you go for your official test, and you'll see how that works, but we'll leave that to the end. In the meantime, have one more look, and then we're heading back down the hill, and we'll talk to you next time. See you guys.